Chapter 4, People in the Forest. Mother Earth is not a resource, she is an heirloom. In this chapter, we will learn about forests, tribal people, deforestation, causes and effects, conservation of forests. Forests. A forest is a large area of land where trees grow in large numbers. The kind of trees found in a forest depend on the climate, amount of sunlight and rainfall, and the soil of a place. Why are forests important? Forests give us food and other useful products such as wood, fibers, and medicines. Forests provide food and shelter to a large number of wild animals and birds. Forests release oxygen and take in carbon dioxide from the air, so they keep the air fresh and clean. The roots of trees hold the soil particles firmly, preventing soil erosion. Forests bring more rainfall, which helps to fill water bodies and recharge the groundwater. Tribal people. Small groups of people who live in forests are called tribes. People of a tribe speak the same language and follow the same customs and traditions. People who belong to a particular tribe are called tribal people or Adivasis. In our country, tribals have been living in forests for several years. There are many tribes in our country such as Bhils from Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Maharashtra, Garo, Khasi and Jaintia from Meghalaya, Lepcha from Sikkim, Nagas from Nagaland, Manipur, Assam and Arunachal Pradesh, Santals from Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha, Bihar and Assam, Gonds from Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar and Odisha. Sentinelese from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Tribal people depend on forests. Tribal people completely depend on forests for their survival and livelihood. Forests provide them with shelter, food, clothing, medicines, etc. Tribal people collect honey, wild fruits, nuts, leaves, and medicinal herbs from forests, some of which they use themselves. They use the rest to make oils, food products, etc., which they sell in the market. Various tribes are known for their handicrafts, made from bamboo leaves, dried flowers, etc., which they get from forests. Making handicrafts and other products such as jewelry, ropes, and decorative products provides them with occupations such as basket weaving, cane work, bamboo work, and pattal making. Jhum cultivation. Tribal people also practice agriculture as one of the important means of livelihood. Jhum cultivation, also called shifting cultivation, is usually practiced in the northeastern part of India. In this system of agriculture, after cutting a crop, the land is left uncultivated for some years so that it becomes fertile again. The tribes then grow crops on another piece of land. The plants and weeds that grow on the uncultivated land are not pulled out but are cut and burnt. The ash, grey or black powder left after something is burnt makes the land more fertile. When the land is ready for sowing after a few years, the tribal people again cultivate the land. Rice, corn, buckwheat, millets and vegetables are grown using this method. Deforestation. Causes and effects. The large-scale cutting down of trees is called deforestation. The causes of deforestation are as follows. To get more land for agriculture in order to meet the growing demand for food, to make houses and roads for an increasing population, to set up factories, to obtain timber for making furniture and for use as a building material, to make pepper. Deforestation. Deforestation not only destroys the homes of many birds and animals that live in forests, but also leave tribal people homeless. Deforestation also has the following effects. It leads to soil erosion as the soil becomes loose. It causes both droughts and floods. It disturbs the climate of a place. Conservation of forests. It is important to protect our forests as they give us so many things. Protection of forests and saving them from destruction is called forest conservation. While tribal people depend on forests for many things, they also protect them in their own ways. Sacred groves. A sacred grove is an area of a forest that is considered sacred, holy, connected to God, by tribals. In such areas, cutting of trees or killing of animals is not allowed. They are protected and worshipped by the tribal people. Sacred groves are safe homes for many rare activities of plants. For example, in the Khasi Hills of Meghalaya, almost every village has a grove locally known as Law Kintang. Shipin, near Shimla, Himachal Pradesh, is the biggest Deodar grove in India. It is home to the trees that are hundreds of years old. In Maharashtra, sacred groves are also known as Deorais or Devrais. There are 2,820 sacred groves in Maharashtra. Kerala has 2,000 sacred groves known as Kavus, where more than 300 rare varieties of plants are found. The sacred grove is a traditional method used by tribals to conserve local forests. As these are protected areas, the ponds, streams, or springs in these areas are also protected. So they act as sources of clean water for the tribals. The tree huggers. In 1730, the king of Marwar, Rajasthan, sent his minister to Khejarli village in Jodhpur to collect wood for the construction of his new palace. But the villagers did not allow the woodcutters to cut the khejri trees. A tribal woman called Amrita Devi Bishnoi and her family hugged the khejri trees to stop the woodcutters from cutting them. But they lost their lives. Many other people from the tribe also tried to save the trees by hugging them. But 363 Bishnois were killed while protecting the trees. When the king came to know of this incident, he promised not to cut the khejri trees in the future. Since then, the Bishnoi people came to be known as tree huggers. The Chipko movement or the Chipko Andolan started in a village of Uttarakhand against the cutting down of trees by people hired by the government. The villagers protected the trees by hugging them. Chipko means to hug. The idea of Chipko Andolan was suggested by Sundar Lal Bahuguna in 1973, who was the leader of the movement. He travelled from one village to another to gather support for the movement. Many women participated in this movement. Role of the government. While tribal people have played an important role in protecting forests, the government has also been taking many steps for forest conservation and protecting wildlife. The government and tribals have been acting together for this. The tribals protect and take care of the trees and other plants in the forests. In return, the government allows the tribals to use forest resources for their survival and earning a livelihood. The government has also set up national parks and wildlife sanctuaries throughout the country to protect wildlife. A national park is a protected area for both plants and animals. Here, animals can roam around freely. No human activities are allowed in a national park, and hunting of animals is illegal here. A sanctuary is a protected area for plants, animals, birds, insects, etc. Animals live in their natural surroundings and they are protected throughout their life. Human activities such as agriculture are allowed in some parts of a wildlife sanctuary. In 1973, the Government of India launched Project Tiger to protect the tigers in our country. Tiger reserves were set up to keep the tigers in their natural environment and protect them from illegal hunting. Starting with 9 tiger reserves, there are now 55 such reserves in our country. The population of tigers rose significantly since the beginning of this initiative. Caring for Mother Earth. Some of us keep birds such as parrots as our pets at home. We keep these birds in a cage. While we care for them, birds should not be kept in cages. This is because a cage is not their natural home. Birds feel unhappy living in a cage. They are meant to fly and live freely in their natural surroundings. So birds should be set free from cages. Let's recap. A forest is a large area of land where trees grow in large numbers. People who live in forests and depend on forests for their survival and livelihood are called tribal people or Adivasis. Deforestation has destroyed the homes of many tribal people. Sacred groves are areas of forests considered holy by tribal people who protect such areas. The government sets up national parks and wildlife sanctuaries to protect forests and wildlife.